Good afternoon. The world is moving fast and the stakes are higher than ever. From Washington, D.C. to Warsaw to Doha, today's news is filled with political tension, international crises, and market uncertainty. Stay tuned, this is your complete news briefing for September 15, 2025. President Donald Trump is threatening to declare a national emergency in Washington, D.C. The move comes after Mayor Muriel Bowser refused to let city police cooperate with federal immigration agents. The standoff centers on ICE enforcement, which critics argue has become too aggressive and racially biased. If Trump federalizes D.C., it would be one of the most direct clashes in recent history between the federal government and local city leadership. Constitutional experts warn it could set a dangerous precedent for federal power over cities. The shock of Charlie Kirk's assassination continues to ripple across the country. President Trump has publicly blamed the left, while Governor Spencer Cox of Utah confirmed the alleged shooter had ideological conflicts with his conservative family. Law enforcement reports the suspect has refused to cooperate. Meanwhile, Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, delivered an emotional message, vowing that his voice and legacy will never be silenced. The White House is now asking for $58 million in new funding to protect judges, lawmakers, and federal officials, a sign of growing concern over political violence in America. In Madrid, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent met with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng for the latest round of trade talks. A major point of contention: TikTok's U.S. ownership deadline, which expires September 17. Washington wants American ownership over the app, citing national security. Beijing is pushing back, saying TikTok is unfairly targeted. Alongside TikTok, both sides are negotiating tariffs and supply chain security. With the November tariff truce deadline looming, pressure is mounting for progress. Overseas, NATO is on edge. Russian and Belarusian forces launched Zapad 2025 military drills, simulating defense against NATO forces. Meanwhile, Russian drones entered Polish and Romanian airspace, triggering formal protests. NATO allies warn these provocations increase the risk of accidental escalation, while Moscow insists the maneuvers are defensive. European leaders are urging calm but say they are prepared for any scenario. Tensions in the Middle East remain high after Israel's strike in Doha killed Hamas members and a Qatari officer. Arab Islamic nations will meet in Doha this week for an emergency summit, with expectations of strong condemnation of Israel's actions. In Europe, pro-Palestinian protesters in Spain disrupted the finish of La Vuelta cycling race. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez even suggested Israel should be banned from international sports events while the Gaza conflict continues. Finally, global markets are on edge as the U.S. Federal Reserve prepares to cut interest rates for the first time this year. Analysts are split between a 25 or 50 basis point cut. At the same time, China's slowing economy is adding pressure, while France just saw its credit rating downgraded. The outcome could have ripple effects across global economies. These are not just headlines, they're turning points. From threats of national emergencies to NATO airspace violations, the world is changing fast. Stay informed, stay ahead. I'm NMS Daily. Thank you for watching Daily News Drops. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow with more updates.